Hello everyone, welcome to Zylostar, a new weekly market update with the new results with our senior technical analyst, Mr. Summer, and me, and our fundamental analyst, Mr. Amidian.
Geopolitical tensions has ripped off all the certainty investors had in the market. World War III could be as close as a finger press. And this has caused gold to skyrocket after continuous momentum to the downside after the US election. And from here, past week, we've been looking at every single drop with gold as a good opportunity to buy.
Disappointing economic indicators in European Union and also UK helped the dollar to reach higher levels. From the other side, we got the BTC, which is exactly close to $100,000. And final shot is for MicroStrategy, which has the highest volume of trading in US stock market. Let's go about it.
Hello everyone, welcome again to Zylostar. So in Zylostar strategy, let's check together the gold market and the Euro USD market. So what we have here, we have gold. We already saw that the gold reversed from a lower channel line after the sentiment and after Trump. So now guys, what we are expecting, it may continue in this uptrend looking market fair sentiments. That's what we are expecting from the gold, because he already in upper channel, making here a lower low from here, from this low here, tapping in the trend line and in our channel going in the upside. So may retrace from here to our up channel. It depends on the sentiment, may continue up. This is regarding the gold. So let's go now and check together the Euro USD market. The Euro USD market is bearish momentum, can help, but like bearish, and it may retrace to break downtrend line. Like we have this downtrend line, it may retrace here, breaking this trend line, going to the major trend line downtrend from here. So we can expect him break this trend line, going to the upside, making a new high, tapping in our major trend line. That's what we are expecting from the gold and from the Euro USD. See you guys next week.
All right, so let's kick right into it. Starting off with the dollar index as usual. Now, I want to say that markets nowadays are very tricky. So we can see the dollar index after breaking above this trend line, after breaking above it, it has faced some very solid resistance here. And we're facing some retracement. Now, you have to keep in mind that the strength of the dollar movement now is not just due to Donald Trump policies and the US economy, good financial indicators results. It's also because that euro is performing bad after, as Mr. Amidian mentioned, the disappointment on the results that are happening, even the pound. So all of that is causing strength to the dollar, mainly. And from here, since we are at a premium price, we can expect a retracement for the dollar index. So the way I'm looking at it, it's still very bullish because of all what is happening fundamentally. And we can expect the dollar to fall to this support, as in a first support. Ideally, it shall fall to this level before retracement to the upper side. And there is a slight chance that the dollar index might fall to 105.5. However, that's a very less chance, and that's because of all the like we had the volatility index is decreasing as people are investing and showing strength in their decision investments for their selections. So this is about the dollar index. Now going to NASDAQ. Now after NASDAQ has broken above this solid resistance that was forming for us an ascending triangle, and it did a retracement. However, the retracement wasn't to the support that was once a resistance. It fell down to the trend line of the ascending triangle. Now, we can see clearly that NASDAQ is respecting this lower trend line of the already pattern that is filled. So from here, we also have this upper trend line making for us this ascending wedge pattern. So we can expect that the price might go up and retest that wedge and possibly perform for us a liquidation. From here, we might see even more confidence from investors and a breakout. So there is also a slight possibility, since this is creating for us a bear flag. If you're looking for a long position here, don't aim for a long run, right? And make sure to keep managing your risk well. Risk management, that's all it's about. Have your trade well managed, because this also looks like a bear flag, right? And we have a fair value gap here on a different time frame. So perhaps we could see some filling, retracement, and market retesting the upper trend line of this standing wedge. Now this is about NASDAQ. Now we can go to Bitcoin, as interesting as usual. It's actually more interesting this now. So we can see that the Bitcoin has broken above this resistance level, right? So something like that. Okay, I have a pretty solid, stable hand, man. Okay, so we can see something like that, yeah. So after breaking above this resistance, we can see that Bitcoin kept skyrocketing up. We've had so far on a lower time frame 3 bearish patterns for the price to fall. However, people are, or investors, individuals, hedge funds, everybody is very interested in buying Bitcoin. And the reason for that is all these geopolitical tensions that are happening around the world. Now, we have to keep in mind that, yes, it is true that the prices of gold are going up because of that geopolitical tensions. So many looming fears that World War III is going to happen a day at night very soon. So we, of course, hope that doesn't happen. But people, because of uncertainty about that situation, and also seeing the strength of dollar, in this period of time, people are selecting Bitcoin as a alternative safe haven rather than gold. Don't get me wrong, yes, gold prices are going up, and I'm still personally seeing that price of gold will keep going up. There's a possibility for it for a minimum of $80 increase from where it is on a longer run. But because of the strength of the dollar, Donald Trump policies, and even the confidence investors are putting in indices overall, people are more comfortable going for Bitcoin. Right? So this is why we see Bitcoin prices just keep raising and raising and raising. Now there are a lot of as well opinions that Bitcoin is not going to cross 100,000. Of course, 2 years ago, many analysts were expecting the price to cross 140, to reach 140,000. So we'll see how that goes. Now, if you ask me, is it a good time to buy? I will tell you definitely no, it is not a good time, because you never want to buy premium. Would the price continue going up from here? Yes, there is a very big possibility, but it's a very risky entry. So what I'm looking at in a perfect world, perfect technical world, what Zylostar is looking at is the price to retrace to $68,000, $69,000. However, fundamentally and technically combined together, I personally don't see that happening anytime soon. So what we can look at is a retracement to the level here, possibly 92, 91,000 before we can go for a buy entry, or another better trade, which I would consider buying and holding if it goes to the levels of 83, 82,000, right, filling this fair value gap, and grabbing some liquidity from this area, respecting, or after disrespected this bearish pattern, but it's on a lower time frame, it's a bearish pattern. On this time frame, it looks like an ascending triangle after a movement to the upside, which is still pretty impressive and impulsive to the upside. So this is about Bitcoin. Markets nowadays are very tricky. I don't think there has been a similar scenario in the history of humanity, because we have so many reasons for markets to be very bullish and other markets to be very bearish, and still there you have the US policies and plans for the future, you have the geopolitical tensions, and things are happening pretty impulsively. So whatever your decision in any trade or investment decision you're going to take, keep in mind that however it is, you always generate profit by making good decisions. It's about how much money you can make when you are right and how much money you lose when you are wrong. because there's always a possibility of us being right and being wrong. So keep that in mind, be very cautious about your investment decisions, and I hope everyone to turn out to be doing great.
Hello everyone, hope you are doing great. This is Masoud Amidian. I'm a senior fundamental analyst at Zylostar. So today, once again, we are going to review the most vital aspect of the financial market, which is fundamental. In fundamental, we are going to find the reasons behind all of the movements of the financial market. So I want to start with the last week. Last week was a little bit crowded from the economic indicators. I'm gonna start it with the European Union and UK. So PMI numbers of European countries and UK was pretty disappointing, and it pushed the dollar higher as the euro and pound has fallen down. From the UK, we also got the retail sales number, and it published completely opposite of the forecast, and it released on negative side. Eventually, it cleared the high probability of rate cut from Bank of England and European Central Bank for December. As you can see here we have the PMI numbers for the UK and also France and European Union. So from the Canada, also the CPI numbers published higher than predictions, and now market participants started to expect less rate cut than last month. For the US, we got the PMI numbers also, which was awesome for the services sectors. As you can see here, also initial jobless claims, which is one of the most leading indicators in the employment sector, published lower and continued the trend that has started since 2 years ago to fall more. I want to wind it up to say all push dollar to reach higher levels for the last 7 days. So also we got the Michigan consumer sentiments. Consumer sentiments was a little bit changed this month, inching up 1.3% index, or better say index points from the October. In November, sentiment extended a 4-month stretch of consecutive incremental increases. Year-ahead inflation expectations fell slightly from 2.7 last month to 2.6 this month. The current reading is the lowest since December 2022. So from the corporate earnings and also US stock market, MicroStrategy has the biggest volume of trading in the US stock market, as Bitcoin reached near to $100,000. On the other hand, Nvidia published its earnings and it was not able to meet high expectations of investors. So let's jump to the next part, which is geopolitics. From the geopolitical side, tensions are accelerated to highest level again. We got some news about Ukraine, which they launched new missiles to inside of the Russia, and by the way, it responded by them. So we can say from the geopolitical side, we have some uncertainty which can push the dollar and gold to higher levels. After the result of the election of the United States that we received, Donald Trump won the election. So the last part of the last week, which was very crucial for the crypto market, was the selection of the new manager, or better to say the new chairman for the SEC. Gary Skell removed by Donald Trump, and the new chairman is gonna be a lady who is a fan of BTC and crypto market. It caused the crypto market and also altcoin to push higher and reach the highest levels since 2024 second quarter. Now let's get into the next week, or better to say upcoming week. So let's start it with the economic indicators. On 26th of November, on Tuesday, we are gonna receive CB consumer confidence for the United States at 7 p.m. to Dubai time. As you know, guys, our head office is located in Dubai. So next day, on 27th, we are gonna receive CPI numbers for Australian dollar, and also the RBNZ, or Reserve Bank of New Zealand, monetary policy statement, and let's see what they are gonna decide for the interest rate. And later we are gonna have the press conference, the chairman of RBNZ for the New Zealand dollar at 6 a.m. to Dubai time. So later we are gonna receive the GDP numbers for the United States at 5:30 p.m. and also initial jobless claims for the United States, and the most crucial economic indicators, which is PCE, we are gonna have it next week on Wednesday, as I said, at 7 p.m. And finally, we are gonna have the FOMC minutes after 2 weeks. As you know, previous meeting was held 2 weeks ago, and at 11 p.m. we are gonna have what they decided by the all details. So later on 28th of November, on Thursday, we are gonna have the CPI number for Germany, and later RBA, or better to say Reserve Bank of Australia, speech by Bullock. Eventually on Friday, we are gonna have the GDP number, which is based on monthly biases for the Canadian dollar at 5:30 p.m. Let's jump into the next part, which is corporate earnings in the United States. Next week, we are gonna have the corporate earnings, or better to say, earning of the Dell, Zoom, and Abercrombie and Fitch. Do not forget, if you want to increase your success, or better to say, win rate in the financial market, always mix the fundamental and technical together. The result would be amazing.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching us. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and like.